Hello everybody, Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in. Look, I don't have a whole lot of time. I'm running to quickly grab something suitable to eat if I can find it, but I've got to get me something in my stomach, and I'm working right now. But as you know, we are in the middle of a fundraiser for Black Men Lead, which is a rite of passage initiative for young black males that extends into wraparound services, which includes mental health and others. And it ranges from young black males from age 4 all the way to age 30. I've been talking about this for a long time. It's a passion of mine, and it's so much work that needs to be done in the black community. The black male has become so maligned and the target of so much vitriol without understanding the dynamic in which he exists and occupies space. So let's focus on mental health right now. Over the past couple of weeks, I've talked about the suicide of a couple of people. Over the past 8 months, I've talked about the suicide of a number of people, including people that I personally know. All young black males, not including the females, because we know we just lost Chesley Chris on Sunday. But just a week and a half ago or so, we lost Regina King's son, Ian Alexander Jr. And now we have just found out a couple of days ago we lost Moseley, who is a young black actor who is probably most noted for his role on The Walking Dead. A couple of other things but that. And it is being investigated as a suicide. So again, a young black male has taken his life. And the only reason that we are getting headlines on these cases and others is because of the celebrity status of the individual involved. Let me explain something to you. For every time we see one of those headlines, we're losing countless others to the same devastating force of depression, of mental health anguish, and so many other things that lead to suicidal ideations and the hopelessness and helplessness that ultimately results in a person believing that the only way that they can deal with what they are going through is to end it all. One study that was recently published revealed that in the black community, in one specific group alone, but in every age group in the black community, among youth, black youth, anyone under the age of 25 and down, in every category, the rate of suicide has risen. Among black males between the age of 15 and 24, between the years of 2013 and 2019, it rose 47%. And what I can tell you is we're gonna have to do more than list the suicide hotline as a means of coping with this reality. That's not gonna be enough. We're gonna have to become directly involved. We're gonna have to become directly engaged. We're gonna have to actually care enough to get involved in this. Simply posting the suicide hotline and sharing the suicide hotline is not a panacea for suicide prevention, or a mechanism, or the only mechanism for suicide prevention. What you're going to have to understand is we need to be trained, and we need to understand how to recognize signs of suicidal ideation, signs of the hopelessness and mental health issues that can ultimately lead to depression and other issues that ultimately result in the attempting to take one's life or actually succeeding in taking one's life. And we need to be actively involved. We need to create better environments for mental health so that men can be whole and healthy. We can sit up and we can tag it a bunch of things, but what I can tell you, it is not weakness. It's not selfishness. It's something darker. It's something more devastating. And we're going to have to deal with this, and we're going to have to deal with it decisively. And I've talked about this. We have made it an effort. We deal with mental health, period. Because of my background, because of what I do, we deal with mental health in all of the programs that I offer. We deal with mental health, but we definitely deal with mental health when we're talking about young black males and young black females. But in this instance, we're talking specifically about young black males. We deal with that. That's always been an element and component, but now we have structured and created an entire mechanism that is in and of itself its own entity within the Black Men Lead Rite of Passage program for young Black males, especially as they progress and they get older and they move into their teens, because as we say, just between 15 and 24, a 47% rise in suicides in 6 years, 2013 to 2019, is catastrophic. It is a devastation of a population in an area that we don't even give consideration to. We talk about fratricide, we talk about genocide, we talk about white cops killing Black men. What we aren't talking about is Black men killing themselves. And it's a reality. And for every headline that you see, there are families out there being devastated right now that you'll never hear about. And it'll show up in some study as some statistic or some number. And we are going to have to be at the forefront of this. We're going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to be willing to face the fact that you can't simply throw a darn number out there or a link out there and think that's going to help. A lot of these people are never going to call that number. So how can we be actively involved? We need training. We need to understand that. We need to be willing and knowing how to deal with that. We need to be aware of how to approach that. We need to guide people towards resources. We need to create more resources. All of these things are things that need to take place. I want my mental health professionals to contact me. We are going to have to strategize and create our own mechanisms. I want people who are capable of funding these programs to start supporting the work we're doing. I want people who are struggling or know someone who is struggling and in need to make sure that you are actively engaged, that you're doing everything you can. Sometimes there's nothing that you can do. It's not anything you did wrong. It's not anything you failed to do. Sometimes it's too far out of your reach. But you want to know you did everything you can. If there's somebody that you know that's struggling, that's going through it, get them help. Get them, if you don't know what to do, contact me. Contact me, regardless of the resources or not. We're not leaving anybody out there on the platform. We're not going to sit up. This is, we need support to put these programs together, but we're not sitting up there. That's one thing. Mental health is an automatic, we're going to deal with it. Now, we're not going to give you 4 or 5 years of counsel, but if you're in crisis, reach out to us. We're not going to help you deal with the fact that you're upset about your boyfriend leaving or your girlfriend cheating on you. That is going to have to call. But I mean, if it's taking you to a dark place, then that's a different thing. We need to be reaching people who are in crisis. We need to know how to recognize them. We need to take it serious. We got to stop putting it off and figuring like, okay, they'll get over it. Well, obviously, a lot of them aren't getting over it. We got to stop telling them, just be strong. It's not really always about strength. It's about the state of mind. It's about the state of being. It's where they are. We are seeing it in a number of ways. We're seeing it in explosion, but we're also seeing it in implosion. We're seeing a lot of acts of outward violence, but now we're starting to see the violence turn inward. We're going to have to deal with that. I am challenging you that if you're a mental health expert, you're a mental health practitioner, contact me. If you know someone who is in need, contact me. If you can in any way support the work we're doing, we need you to do that. How you can do it is in the description box. Come on, let's get out of this. What is? I don't even know the word for it, but we are literally indifferent. There's not an affinity or connectivity to what's going on. We talk about it, we rant and rave about it, but we are not connected enough to move. I could tell you if I have. My oldest daughter is going something right now with her cousin on her mom's side. Immediately, the first thing I hear about it, I'm on the phone with her. Why? Because I love her and I care about her and I'm going to respond to that. But I do that on a number of different levels with people who aren't related to me in blood, but I relate to because of my blackness. And I act on it and I move on it. And I'm always in some way moving and operating. But this is, it needs to be given more attention. It needs to be given more attention, like I said, because this is the area I operate in. I'm aware of so many statistics that are alarming. And you keep thinking, okay, we're going to get a hold of this. We're going to get a grip of this. And it's getting more and more out of control. We can't wait on someone else to fix our problems. We need to deal with this. This is real and it's not going away. And we need to stop telling our men, just be strong. We need to stop telling our men that it's weak to seek help. We need to stop maligning our men. I can go back and I can look at other celebrities who were caught in weak moments and expressed themselves and became memes. That's how we think about our black men when they're going through something. They become a meme. Who wants to be a meme? So they sit there and they be quiet. They suck it up. Nobody wants to be the meme. And I don't mean just celebrities. I mean, nobody wants to be the meme in their family. Nobody wants to be the meme amongst their boys. Nobody wants to be the meme with their wife. So they're sitting up and they're going through things that nobody else knows they're going through until it's too late. Enough is enough. On that note, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. I gotta get something in my stomach and I gotta get back to work. But on that note, look, we gotta do better. Support the work we're doing, get people the help they need, be actively involved. If you're a professional in this area in any way, on any level, I need your insight and your input. We've got to come together and as a collective and make this thing happen. On that note, I'm out of here.